So I was sitting in my apartment here meditating. It's getting like 10, 11 p.m. So it's time to sleep for me. So I meditate before the sleep. I try to raise up vibration. So it often comes up, the meditation comes up with different things in my life. Well, not that meditation is the mind that trying to keeps you occupied, that you actually don't meditate. Or I call it, well, just different things come up like in a dream, you know? You do different things during the day, and it all is coming up in a dream. You notice that person that you talked with, the situation that happened, the something that you applied for, it all mixed. It is mixed in the dream as a kind of dream reality state with all the subconscious fears or some wisdom or what really happened or what could happen. And so I'm having this during the meditation, like basically every time I'm doing it. Well, not always, but mostly. So this time I'm like meditating, and I always have to have a choice, to make a choice if I keep meditating or I stop and I make some video on the subject. And very often you cannot have both. You cannot stay in meditation and make a video at the same time. So this time I took a chance, and I'm saying like I'm gonna share something that might be important. Here at the switch, I share. You see, many times I share different problems. I share problems and solution of a simple man, simple average person like me, that is striving not that much even for perfection, but for being happy, for being still, that the things during the day are not killing you, that the problems are not overwhelming, that are taking all of your energy and then sometimes even your actions. So I'm thinking, I'm sitting down here meditating, and I switched off the refrigerator. Recently, I'm switching it off. And there's the one important thing to mention over different videos, different times, that usually when I go to sleep or I meditate, there is two kind of voices. I mean voices as sounds. One of them are all natural sounds, somebody laughing, somebody crying, you know, baby crying, dogs somewhere in the back making some sounds, or just people living, cars passing by. And that's the one kind of the sounds that I hear all the time. The other sounds are like refrigerators, like machines, like AC, like anything that is not natural, like some beeps you hear from outside. There is something beeping, something switching, something turning on, turning off. This is the sounds actually that are not that positive for me, and sometimes I prefer to have them switched off. But very much of those you cannot switch, so you just have to live with, especially you're in the city. But if you are in the jungle, for example, and the monkeys and the birds and everything is just distracting you, that might mean something. And this is the point of this video. Does it mean that the dog is barking outside, for example? Does it mean that we should go and quiet down the dog, you know, because that dog is making you irritating, angry, he doesn't let you, I don't know, see the show or meditate or do something else in peace? Well, not really. I noticed years ago, when I already started to be more calm, more meditating, I noticed that the sounds of the dogs, the sounds of people talking, the sounds of people laughing, the sounds of people singing, all the natural voices like the birds, like the palms, like the trees, like the forest, it doesn't really molest me. Even though I'm looking for a perfect quietness in me, that, you know, I try to achieve it, so I'd like to see it outside again with the projections, you know. But there's always dog barking, and I noticed for average man, you try to quiet down the dog whenever in your mind or outside. So you go to the neighbor and says like, can you quiet down this dog, or can you shut up because I can hear you speaking or singing behind the wall, and things like this. But what I came up with spirituality, technical spirituality and meditation, that all the natural voices, when you're calm inside, when you're good with yourself, they're not supposed to irritate you. So any dog, any animal, anything that is natural shouldn't bother you even. So what does it mean if it's really bothering you? Besides all the cars, trucks, machines, and everything else that is really different vibration, that is fake, that is you know, man-made, but not in the best way, let's say. So it is kind of bothering sometimes. If you put here a truck next somewhere to my apartment and it's really loud, it would be for sure harder for me to meditate. But when I hear my Cuban neighbors or somebody else having a party, and even though there's music, you know, they play some music, they laugh, they sing, they have some beers, I'm like, it's kind of a nature, people having fun, you know, just let go with it. But what happens when it's really irritating for you? Does it mean that the outside is really irritating and we should go and quiet out, shut down the party, you know? Or does it mean that you're irritated in you and you should work on it, you know, that it's something to be fixed in you? And here we're gonna stop, or actually we're gonna evolve to any other problems that you see outside that is actually, I'm saying straight in the face, very often pissing you off, making you angry, or gently speaking, making you irritated. Like let's use the example, like your neighbors is putting the car in the wrong way somewhere on your driveway or next to it, so it's really irritative, you know. But let me ask you this, let me paraphrase the question. If it's irritating for you any given day, or because it is, you know, because it's his fault and so on, and she should know and he shouldn't take your spot or he shouldn't do this, that, would it be irritating for you if your wife just bring you $100 million jackpot on the Powerball? Would you be still irritated by your neighbor that he's fixed his car in the wrong way, or taking your driveway, or whatever happened with a neighbor's car? Would it be still irritating, or it would be okay for a moment, or maybe even forever, if you just win $100 million, for example, you know? And this is kind of, you would say, no, it's not the same, it's still irritating me, but actually it wouldn't. I don't think so. Any problems for a few seconds would go away. You wouldn't care about the neighbor, because you would be calm and peaceful, or even happy in you for a moment. So nothing of outside problems that you have every day would be that serious or aggressive or irritating in your mind, in your soul, whatever you would call it, you know? And then you can go on with any other example, you know? Is it really irritating you, the sounds, when you're having, for example, perfect massage on the table, so you're focused like on relaxation, and there's like, I don't know, Thai massage, and it's like perfect and you're so relaxed? Is it really irritating you what kind of music they're playing in the back? Is it really slow? Is it Chinese music? Is it flute? Is it Japanese music? Is it, I don't know, Buddha Zen music, or waterfall music, or something else? Something that usually would be irritating if they put it at your work, for example, or some sounds like somebody screaming, you know, in the back. Sometimes it's irritating, but it just sounds natural. So this is just example that in some situation the irritation, aggressiveness, because of an outside reason, occurs in us, because mostly why it occurs. This is the question in this video, in this movie, how to fix problems that outside is irritating us, that outside is putting some aggressiveness into us. That's how we see it. That's why some of my friends in Poland still see it. That's how people around in this world still see it, you know? They don't see it, that if they would be in a perfect level of vibration, like a lot of energy, or somebody massaging their back, or somebody just bring like a 50 or $100 million check in that moment, or hour ago, or day before, they would be like, screw it, this car. I don't care what kind of music they play. I don't care about neighbors. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I have no problems, at least for a moment. But then they'll see they have no problems about the things that usually bring the problem to you from outside. You say like, it brings me the problem from outside. They are making me angry. You know, it's not I'm on a low level of vibration, or I'm missing the energy, or I'm not happy. No, you say it's bringing the problem. You are making me tired, you're making me aggressive, you're making me irritating, like with anything, any problem that comes, we usually say it came from outside. But we don't know, we don't perceive, we don't notice that if you would carry that $100 million check in that moment, you would be just smiling, just saying whatever. I don't care about your problems. I don't care about your aggressiveness, your irritation. I don't care about how you drove the car fast, or you parked it in my driveway or whatever. You wouldn't care about all of that because your level of happiness would be high. So my conclusion is, why don't we go into level of happiness in you, raise up the vibration through the different techniques, maybe spiritual, maybe in just your mind, maybe outside, go shopping, make yourself happy for a moment, but keep this emotion in you for the next day. When you get up, just try to remember how it feels to be good and be good vibration, to feel great, and pass it into the other people and see that the problems don't touch you anymore. When you're here, the problems cannot touch you, cannot reach you, I'm not saying they're disappearing, it's all perfect and you're just going high in ecstasy and like on drugs and it's all perfect. No, you see the problems, you handle them, you respond to people, you're responsible, but you don't have to be irritated by the dog that is barking there, So I'm saying, like, with the right level of flow, right level of vibration, right level of thought, of vibration of happiness, the things will not be irritating for you. The things you will perceive like, okay, somebody has problem and actually I could help him, or just smile to him and maybe he'll understand that his problem is not on the bigger scale of the universe so much important, that his problem is somewhere below the line and only he can see the problem, and actually he sees like the outside is bringing the problem. Usually people, I notice, normal people around the world, they see outside is bringing problem. They don't see problem in them, that they have a lack of energy, that's why they're irritating or irritative, or they just feel irritation, They don't see that aggression is coming from outside because they're missing the energy. Again, their response with the world might be different that they would choose. They don't see their faces on the street, that they're tired actually, or they are not tired, but they're not that high to fix things just by, yes, it's okay, it's not important, it's all good, Just go through the day easily. So my conclusion is, to see outside in correct way, you have to be truthful to you, truthful to your inside, and I always say, have the balls to state what is true, what is not true. If I'm irritating, or feel irritated few times a day, or sometimes all day, people who are irritated all day usually don't see it. They see the world is irritating. Have you noticed that? That those people, you can see it from outside very easily, but they see the world is making wrong, the world is not polite to them, they see it like the world is irritating, the people go against them, and actually in reality nobody is trying to go against them, nobody is trying to sabotage their life because of the low level of their spiritual or existence energy, because the different 2-3 kinds of energy, at least I would say, they're missing the spiritual energy, they're missing the body energy, or they eat so much heavy food and hamburgers that the body is tired of, processing what you put into it instead of making the fuel out of it and emanate with it, simple physics. And the calories will not tell you about that, because the calories are really not telling the truth. So the egg is like, 200 or 300 calories, but it doesn't say about different kind of calories, like the bio calories, like the life calories, like the prana calories, that it's how much it really gives you energy and how much it takes to process it. The calories on the food we have in our fridges and the stores these days are not saying that. So this is kind of tricky thing as well, but we go to it in some other time maybe. So I just wanted to state a conclusion between what is really irritating and aggressive to us from outside, how we can raise up the level of vibration through the right food, through some exercising, through some meditation, through being with yourself, with the right process of yourself, of fulfilling yourself and your wishes, to be with the right people. It's all step by step, making you more high, but naturally. And then you see nothing really is that important outside, nothing really irritates you that much, nothing is really not that unfixable like you thought before, no neighbors is really making you angry, or no people at work, you just deal with their problems, you deal with your problems or yourself or your issues, your bills, you still deal with it. But it doesn't mean that the life deals you, or deals you the cards that you have to play with every day. No, you change it. You become more of creator. You become more of, well, if you could say God, I say like creator, more of a process that you create, and control maybe is a big word, that you go with, that you flow with in a good way, and you're getting overwhelmed with the good side of life, which is somewhere here, instead of low side of life that I host, or have guests in my apartment or somewhere else, and I see sometimes it's all perfect, I provide everything, or they have everything provided from life, and I see the people somewhere on the way of in the during the day, they get like irritated, or they like, so they're getting with their energy so tired because they overuse, I don't know, tobacco, alcohol, weed, marijuana, something else, bad emotions, bad thoughts. They overuse all of those things, which are kind of, salty on the scale between sweet and salty. It's a little bit too much salty, and then they're like sitting sour. There's like perfection, perfect air, perfect place, perfect sea in the Caribbean Ocean, perfect everything around, perfect food, perfect money, perfect people. And I see people even next to me are responding like they're irritating, they're like getting get aggressive sometimes, and I'm like asking them a question, and do you feel that you're aggressive or you feel irritated? And they say like, no, I don't think so, I don't feel so. And I'm like, so why are you so angry? And they are usually like, oh, because you make me angry, because they make me angry. So they go outside. They think again that outside is making them angry. They don't see that they overuse life in the wrong way. That's why they angry. That's why they are angry. Not because of somebody made them angry, somebody was irritated. Yes, there are irritating people somewhere in the world, maybe. I don't meet them that much, but yeah, for sure some of the people are more, I don't know, evil or irritating or something like this. You could make a strong statements like this, but I don't see it much. And usually when I see that somebody irritates me, I go to myself and I try to I'll try to answer the question, what is really so irritating in them that I see in me, or what really is irritates in me, that I see it outside so much in this person, and other thousand of people doesn't really irritates me or something. It's just that one person that brings the problem. So this is about the switch. This is about how to raise up the vibration. This is why we do meditation, why we do optimistic thinking, why we handle our emotion well, how we deal with better food and don't just eat heavy and then smoke 5 cigarettes all the time. I'm not saying heavy food is bad. I'm not saying that tobacco is bad. We all do it sometimes, but many of us just overuse it. And then you don't even know, when you overuse tobacco, like some people I know, or you overuse alcohol, you don't know the real state of being. You're always shaking hands after tobacco or after the drinks, or not shaking when you're having a drink, and then shaking hands when you don't have it, and you feel the same shakiness inside, or you don't use any of those substances, or you don't use anything, but you feel anxiety. I know people like this as well, and I've been there in that point as well, that you feel anxiety in you that makes you not like shaky hands, but it makes you shake kind of inside, that you're not confident with yourself, that you feel that life is threatening you without with any threat, and you cannot even call it by name because you're not truthful to yourself. So you feel you don't feel perfect, but you don't have anything to compare with, like how it would be when you're super calm, super easy, super happy, or even super excited, or even in spirit. These are the levels: happy, excited, in spirit, and more maybe. So there are different levels. That's what I wish to all people. You see, I like to mention those problems First point to change it with affirmations, with a positive thinking, with changes in life, with the food, with some exercise, with meditation, holistic approach is to see the problem, to look in the eye, not in my eyes, in the mirror, in your eyes, to see the truth in the eye, to see your tired face, to see lack or too much energy, to see what you're doing during the day. Where do you put your energy in your mind and in your emotion? Where's the heart? Here's the heart. Where do you put emotion with your hearts, with your heart? Where is this going all of the day long? Sometimes it's going right direction. Sometimes we just stay angry or hate or reminisce some things that are not positive. So it takes our thoughts and our emotions from the heart, and it takes, like 30% of the thoughts could be like this, or 50% during the day, or even 100% of some of the people. Then for sure they are tired. For sure they will be using the substances to get up, like first time in the morning, coffee, because you cannot wake up, so you need drugs to wake yourself up. Well, I've been there. I did that. I still do it sometimes. So it's nothing to discriminate, but it's something to notice and state the truth. Like, I wake up and I'm missing the energy. You think all of the people on the earth, on this beautiful earth, when they wake up, they strictly miss energy and they have to smoke cigarette to wake up, or drink coffee, or I don't know, take cocaine first thing when they wake up? And I know a lot of people like this, if not half of the population. I'm not blaming anybody for that. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying, look the truth in the eye. If you're missing the energy when you wake up, change your dreams. Do something before the sleep to change your dream pattern, Read about lucid dreaming, how to change dreams. Work on yourself. Think what thoughts you have during the day that leads to the dreams that are making you tired during the night. For a whole 6, 7, 8, 10 hours you sleep, it making you tired. You're dreaming about the war, you're dreaming about the fear, you're dreaming about the conflicts, instead of dreaming about the beauty, dreaming about, I don't know, sex, Hawaii, doing something you love, something perfect, flying around some beautiful spaces, meeting beautiful people, getting acknowledged, getting enlightened. I have these kind of dreams, both of these kind of dreams I have, those bad and those beautiful ones. And very often it's my work during the day, controlling the thoughts, my emotions. It's the work, what I do before going to sleep, if I talk about the negative things, or I think about positive and I do positive things. So here is a lot of tips how to start with a positive thinking, with the affirmation, with before the sleep process, to get it done right. That you wake up, and maybe not after the first night, but after a week, after a month, after a year, you have more energy when you wake up. And maybe one day you will not want to drink coffee first time in the morning, because I'm guessing if for the body it's a shock. If I would be waking up these days and first thing having even not that strong coffee, my body would be like this, like shaking. For sure I will be waking up and maybe even go to work or something. But if I go to exercise during the time after drinking coffee, I don't know if I would be finishing with a heart attack or just strange, So drinking the coffee first time when you wake up in the morning, for sure it's not the answer for the lifetime process, even though for the other people it's good, or it's not bad at least, or it's really waking you up and you feel for the body it's okay. So everybody has a different body. I have this example of doing some things, and other people will be great with it. But generally, I'm saying generally, there are people who wake up with a great energy. There are people that are going to sleep fulfilled and have beautiful dreams, lucid, they control it. They do nice things in the sleep. They wake up with more energy. They go out of the body during the sleep. Sometimes they go out of the body during the day. They do different magic stuff that most of the planet right now have no even clue, not even idea. They just stick to TV and simple answers to any questions they know or they don't know, or usually they get all the simple answers uploaded till they 10 or 15 or 20, and they stick to it all life without any change. Sad story. But there is so many answers you can get, the new answers, the better answers, or the old answers, but in a better frequency, better vibration form that brings you more energy, more awakening, more enlightenment, more happy. That's what we're talking about all the time. 25 minutes now. That's why I'm finishing at the moment, talking about how to get more happy. That's what it's switch about. That's what I wish you. You guys have a great day and take care.